Do you ever think about how convenient and efficient phones are nowadays? In this generation, we're able to use it in multiple ways, such as a radio, a map, a communicating device, and more. Sounds amazing, right? However, its convenience and efficiency comes with consequences because as phones become smarter, people become more ignorant with their actions. One of the consequences is that it has become a major distraction on the road that leads to many accidents each year. Many people, especially young adults like us, are aware of the dangers and consequences of cell phone use while driving, yet this does not stop them from engaging in this activity. I believe that people shouldn't text and drive because even though it only takes a few seconds to look at your phone, it can also take a few seconds to take someone's life. The purpose of this speech is to persuade my audience that texting and driving is a dangerous activity and that they should not partake in it to reduce the number of accidents and make the road a safer place for everybody. In this speech, I will be presenting statistics, explaining the cognitive, visual, and manual effects, and listing out all the consequences of cell phone use while driving. To begin with, statistics have proven the negative effects of cell phone use while driving. The main problem in regards to this issue is the driver's perspective. Most drivers are aware of the consequences attached to this action, yet they still do it anyway. As shown on this graph, nearly half of the people believe that using their phones while driving impairs their ability to drive. However, as shown on this graph, the likelihood of people using their phone while driving is still on the higher end, and that's each year. According to the article 47 Dreadful Texting and Driving Statistics, there were 341,000 motor vehicle crashes in 2013 that involved texting in some way in the US. Also, as shown in this graph, deaths each year caused by distracted driving keeps on increasing. Cell phone use while driving has caused so many accidents, and it still does to this day. It is important to keep these numbers in mind because as the number of fatalities and crashes increase, it is becoming a major flaw in society. Furthermore, cell phone use is dangerous for drivers because it takes away the attention and abilities needed for safety. Drivers' attention is diverted and degraded when using their phones because phones are considered a manual, visual, and cognitive distraction. According to the article Call for a Nationwide Ban on Cell Phone and Texting While Driving, drivers who use their phone on the road may be as impaired as a drunk driver. The less focused a driver is on the road, the more likely he or she is going to be involved in an accident. Additionally, in Alan Holdsworth's article, The Real Reason Why You Shouldn't Text and Drive, she presented an experiment where she tested the driver's abilities. She found that drivers who engaged in hands-free conversation took longer to react to the car slowing down ahead of them. This evidence shows that the driver's ability to react decreases due to the fact that they are multitasking. Drivers react late to possible dangers because their attention is divided, and most of the time it is too late to avoid the accidents. It is not always intoxicated drivers or aggressive drivers that causes accidents, because when someone is distracted, they are drawn away from the visual scene. Drivers do not perceive well when they are distracted. That is why it is important to eliminate one of the main distractions on the road, which is cell phones. Lastly, people should not engage in cell phone use while driving in order to prevent paying large fines, increasing insurance rates, serving jail time, and other consequences associated with this issue. Each state has a different law regarding cell phone use while driving. However, according to an article called Texting and Driving, one may be subjected to large fines if caught texting while driving, especially if this results to an injury or death of another person. Cell phone use is not only dangerous, but is also financially draining to the driver after the damage has been done. They are subjected to more responsibility from a risky behavior that they could have prevented. Thus, a small handheld device can turn someone's life into a large catastrophe. On the other hand, some people may be for cell phone use while driving due to the fact that people are involved in analogous behaviors most of the time. In Jay Kimball's article, Should Handheld Cell Phone Use While Driving Be Banned?, he says that drivers violate distracted driving laws for reasons such as boredom and availability. Because these devices are ready to use at any time, drivers feel confident enough to use it at any time and place. There comes a time when driving becomes boring and these are the only devices that can entertain us. However, no matter how entertaining they are, these are not safe to use while driving. Some drivers may even consider themselves as good drivers, but being a good driver does not always guarantee someone's life. The purpose of driving is to get to your destination safely. No matter how tiring and boring it could be, it is always important to put someone's life before anything else. In conclusion, cell phone use while driving is not worth risking anyone's life over. It is no doubt that cell phones can be very useful and helpful, but they can also be very dangerous when used the wrong way. There are still many alternatives that a driver can do in case an emergency occurs. Here are some ways that you can follow in order to avoid distractions and prevent any accidents on the road. First, before hitting the road, inform your family and friends that you will be driving so that they do not bother you. Second, turn off or mute your phone to avoid temptations of picking it up while driving. Third, if you're driving and an emergency occurs, you can always pull over to the side or to a parking area where it is safe to use your phone. Before using your phone while driving again, think about this. Your phone has already replaced your camera, your calendar, your alarm clock. Don't let it replace your family. So go out there and be a better driver and make the road a safer place for everybody. Thank you.